Hello, my name is Daryl, and I know a lot of people have blogs and stuff like that on YouTube, and I want to start my own here. And not sure what I want to do for content, but I'll just give a little bit about myself and some of my hopes and whatever. Like I said, my name is Daryl. I live in Maine. I'm 45 years old, old guy, and well, I got a lot of health problems. The top of the list is probably my diabetes and sleep apnea, and really bad at controlling my diabetes. And those that know me, and maybe you can tell from this video, but I'm really overweight, very obese. I go over 300, which is very bad for somebody like me. It's bad for anybody, but especially having diabetes. And well, I've always wanted to start getting, at least getting a little bit active by getting out and walking my dog, who maybe you can see over here, drinking his water there. He loves his walks, and I don't take him out hardly at all, especially in the wintertime. But I got to start doing something, and obviously I'm not I'm not eating great, and that's something also that I want to work on. So maybe I can make this blog as kind of a, I don't know, maybe motivation to go out and lose weight. And one thing about me is I'm a very devout Catholic. I'm a traditional Catholic, which means I go to the Latin Mass. We have one at the cathedral in Portland. I try to live by the, I guess you say, rules of the Church prior to Vatican II, which those who aren't Catholic, maybe you've heard of Vatican II, maybe you haven't, but they changed the Mass, and they changed a lot of the disciplines such as fasting and everything, and now. We're going into Lent now. Wednesday is Ash Wednesday. I'm sure everybody knows that. So now's as good a time as any to try to start, working on myself. Obviously the purpose of fasting during Lent isn't to lose weight, but if by doing your fasting and working on yourself spiritually, and you help yourself physically, that's a good side effect. And obviously the purpose of the Lenten fast is to atone for your sins, and to work on your spiritual life. And that's done by withholding food or drink or both, or other things, whether it be TV or music or anything. The old thing about giving up Lent, giving up stuff for Lent, it's not practiced as much as it should be today. And well, I hope to try to do something along that lines. And so that's who I am. Obviously, my faith and my Catholic faith is important to me. So that's something I'm going to work on this Lent, is in addition to the normal abstinence and fasting, and maybe try and get out and go out for walks more often. I know my dog would appreciate it, and I'm sure my doctor and my body would appreciate it, as well as helping out with the diabetes. Uh, Sometime along the way, I hope to move down to Florida. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of snow, not a big fan of cold. I hate both. And, well, with all my medical problems, I got, a lot of back problems. So, shoveling snow isn't something I can do a lot of, and even a snowblower takes a lot out of me. So, this year I did something different. This year, I bought myself some heat mats for the walkway, and they're pretty expensive. I think I got 5 heat mats to take care of my walkway, and I also got one of them out back on the deck to give my dog a little space from the snow. But I think they're a little over $1,000 for the mats itself and the power supply. And obviously, depending on how much snow you get and your storms and everything, they can really make a toll on your electric bill. But for me, they've been worth it. They've worked well. I've only had to shovel a little bit around my front deck, because obviously it doesn't cover the whole deck, but it's really cut down on the need to shovel and really kept me alive, basically. So to me, it was absolutely worth the money I paid, and absolutely worth the higher electric bill. And so I do have to clear out a path around back. Sometime when I'm outside, I'll show you what I mean. I'm not going out tonight, but I got to shovel a path for the oil guy to be able to deliver oil, because my oil fill is in the back of the house. So it's snowblower makes it easier. I've only had to clear it once this year. All you have to do is, obviously, I want to make sure the guy can get through there without too much snow. And I want to make sure the gate opens for him, that the snow's not blocking it in. So, yeah, that's the worst of it that I have to do. I have a guy that comes out and plows my parking lot, and that's worked out well. I've had him for 3 or 4 years now, I think, and very reasonable. Forget whether it's 20 or $25 a storm. Well, I should say a plow job, because most of the time he's got to come back 2 times in the small storms, and up to 3 or 4 times in big storms. But it's really been worth it. I'd never be able to do that. It's not a big driveway, but it's big enough where if I tried to do that, I'd die. I'd have a heart attack and die. So that's the reason I want to move to Florida, because I don't have to worry about shoveling that shit. Excuse my language. I know it's hot. I know it's very hot. And if you know anything about me, I sweat profusely. And that's in the wintertime. I even sweat more profusely in the summertime. So I know that I'm going to sweat my rear end off if I ever do move to Florida. But so what? It's sweat. You know what? That means if you're sweating, you're burning calories. So, can take showers. I take showers here, obviously, But I like the idea of, being able to go out for walks year-round. I know it's hotter than hell in the summertime, 90s to near 100, plus humidity like you wouldn't believe. I've been there, and during the times when it's been that hot, and I haven't died. And, the ideal thing, obviously, during the summertime, early morning walks or evening walks, where it's a little bit cooler. Not much, but a little bit cooler. And but in Florida, as most of you know, wintertime is absolute heaven down there. while you're getting buried in snow up here, you're 70s, 80-degree weather. I mean, obviously they get, every once in a while they get cold front that comes through and you get in 50s and 60s, and the people that live down there are putting on winter coats when it drops below 65 or 70. I could see myself being that way after a couple of years down there. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm open to pretty much any area, pretty much like Central Florida and the coast. I'm looking at the Clearwater area, Clearwater, Dunedin, that area. Unfortunately, my mom doesn't want to move down there. She's got a lot of health problems herself, a lot of serious ones, and I take care of her. That's what I got to do is, whatever she needs, I got to take her to her doctors, and she's been in the hospital a couple times. I have to take care of her, so, yeah, so, she's my mom. I'm not going to leave her here. I'm not going to put her in a home or anything. I'm not going to force her to move like I could anyway, but, it's just something down the road. Obviously my mom's not going to be here forever, so, hopefully she's here for a long time, but when something does happen, yeah, I'll be looking to sell the house and head down south. That being said, I'm here in Maine right now. It's mid-February, still a lot of winter to go. Getting some decent weather. It's, you get a day in the 40s, then you get a day like tomorrow's not going to get out of the 20s. Good thing is there's no storms due for a while. But like I said, it's February. We get snow into April here, so yeah, we got a long way to go. But so far so good. We had those of you that pretty much live in the northeastern part of the country knows that end of December, January, we had a really bad cold snap. Temperatures got around 20 below zero at night, and around zero and maybe lower single digits for highs. That was real bad. It was oil was hard to get because people running their furnace a lot more than normal. So yeah, there's all those problems. You don't get that down south, but we made it through it. We hopefully that'll be the coldest snap of the year. We are turning the corner a little bit. It's still cold, but gradually the temperatures are going up. The sun is out longer in the day now, so it's better. It's getting better, but we still got a long way to go. Summers in Maine, you can't beat them. I mean, they don't get warm enough for me. A lot of times we barely reach 90 degrees, which a lot of people don't like that hot stuff, but I do. But we do get 70s and 80s, which is great. I like 70s and 80s. It's good weather. We just don't get enough of it. We get it for about 2 months, and then it starts going the other way. And seems like lately it's been late June or July before the really good summer weather gets here. And then, we got July, August, and September is a pretty decent month. And October it starts getting cooler then, but still can be a great month, October, weather-wise. The only problem, obviously, is summertime brings all the tourists in here from Massachusetts and all over, and they mess up our roads. And don't get me started on Massachusetts drivers, but I've seen bad drivers all over, from all over the country, including here in Maine. We have our fair share of bad drivers. I'm probably one of them. So, uh, anyway, yeah, I just wanted to do this little, I guess, vlog or whatever you want to call it. Not sure how often I'll do it, you know, just whenever I get a chance or whenever I feel like getting the iPad out or my iPhone, you know, I'll say a few words and whatever's on my mind. And if anybody's actually watching this, they can comment and tell me what they'd like to see, or you know, hopefully get the weight loss going. That's the big goal for me, because you know, if I ever do make it down to Florida, I don't want to be so sick when I get down there that I can't do anything. So, you know, I'm gonna have to tough it out, get out there in the cold weather, and start walking and start eating healthy. And it's going to be a tough thing to do for me anyway, but something I really got to do. You know, so I guess that's it. Thank you for watching. If anybody is, hit like and subscribe if you want, or even hit dislike if you don't like it. I won't get offended, you know. Anyway, I'll see you later. I'll post more videos soon. Take it easy and God bless.